You are listening to a special episode of All Clear. This week, we'll be listening to a recent interview with Philip Galinos and John Merritt of SelectWell. They're discussing the importance of firefighter physicals and follow-ups. This was recorded on the floor at the 95th Annual Southeastern Association of Fire Chiefs and North Carolina Association of Fire Chiefs Leadership Conference in Wilmington, North Carolina on June 12th through 15th, 2023. Thank you for being patient with some of the audio quality due to the conference environment. Please use this conversation to help your department and its evaluation of its own physical process and its effectiveness. Please enjoy. I'm here with John Merritt and Philip Galinos with SelectWell, one of our partners, and they're going to talk about the importance of screening and maintenance of your health as a firefighter. So guys, what do you have to say about the importance of these issues?
Well, we were just saying, Travis, that this is straight from the NFPA reports on an annual basis, is that, believe it or not, the number one cause of death for inline duty for firefighters is actually heart attacks. It's not trauma from fire. And it's hard to believe with firefighters. You tend to believe that they're fairly healthy guys with the strenuous efforts or what's necessary to be a firefighter, to believe that heart attacks are what are taking more lives than the actual fire itself or the trauma from the fire. So again, it's just that importance of firefighters actually having an annual examination to be aware of their health and trying to do everything necessary to understand, especially their cardiovascular risks. And so one thing that SelectWell is involved in is understanding that there are more advanced blood markers and more advanced tests that are now available, that are available to these firefighters, and we try to bring those to them to give them a more comprehensive understanding of their current cardiovascular health risks and a look predictively at what might be, where they might be progressing with their health, and trying to do what's necessary to get ahead of what causes cardiovascular disease and try to maintain and manage their health in such a way that we keep them not only on the job, healthy on the job, but actually that these guys can retire and have a healthy retirement, because it's amazing how many firefighters within 5 years of retirement are actually passing from heart attacks.
And plus it's important to screen new recruits, because we've talked to a number of people here at this meeting today and yesterday, who's told us about new recruits that have come in. One guy just had a so-called physical with a regular doctor and had a heart attack 2 weeks into training as a recruit. He was in his 30s, 33 years old, and he had to be revived with paddles. So it's important to screen the recruits, the regular firefighters, and also to help determine whether they are predispositioned or potentially already have type 2 diabetes too. That's another leading cause of cardiovascular disease. And it's a lot of it is based on lifestyle of the firefighter, like Philip said. But what they eat. They eat in between. They don't get enough sleep. They've got they've got stress. They've got anxiety. Maybe drink a little on the weekend. And, they don't have a yo-yo. And,
Very true. Very true.
It's you can't be too careful with prevention. The better you prevent, the better you prepare for something that as you expect it, the better the outcome of it. And that's the key.
So one of the things that we found out through our research, and this was actually a study that was supported by FEMA that our medical director, Dr. Superka, was part of, was they actually found out that even with the type of annual exams that are offered, typically known as NFPA 1582s. This research showed that as many as 1/3 of firefighters who were eventually found to actually have cardiovascular disease risk or even were developing in cardiovascular disease, they were missed by the NFPA annual exams. And it's just, we've moved forward with finding more advanced markers and a better group of test panel. It's a better test panel for looking at cardiovascular disease risk, which does include its inflammation markers. It is actually insulin resistance markers. It's moving into prediabetes and diabetes, because most individuals who end up with diabetes, what actually ends up being the cause of death from having long-term diabetes that's not managed correctly is a heart attack. Cardiovascular disease actually is a what's called a comorbidity from diabetes. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to give everybody the opportunity to find what are those early risks at an earlier point, understand what those risks are, and actually do something about it early on so that they can change the trajectory of their health and stay metabolically healthy before they move into a cardiovascular disease or a chronic disease state that can take them off the job.
And these firefighters, we do the comprehensive screen, which we separate the high risk from low, medium risk. They get their own private portal so that they can monitor their progress. It's HIPAA compliant. The fire department does not know who's got what. And so it's a very personal program that helps them monitor their own health and encourages them to make certain lifestyle changes like diet, exercise, get more sleep.
Well, I know that I personally, where I work professionally at Concord, North Carolina, I have had a chance to participate in the SelectWell screening, and it was very informative, and it is nice to know that it's an individualized approach as opposed to, okay, everybody get in line, get a physical. And I can speak personally to say this is a very high-end, very different approach to it. But I guess the takeaway is physicals are good, and FBA physicals are mandatory. But when you go that extra step, that really enables you to go longer at your job.
And the outcome is the most important thing.
The outcome.
If we can save a life, all of this effort is well worth it.
All right.
That's what we want to do.
Very good. Well, I appreciate y'all's time today, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you some more.
Thank you,
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Travis.
You have been listening to All Clear, presented by the North Carolina Firefighter Cancer Alliance and the First Responder Peer Support Network. Please rate us on your podcasting app of choice. This show is written and produced by Travis McGaha and Eric Stevenson and recorded on Riverside FM. See you soon.